I got my dirt mixed up. I'm just using some cheap dirt that we can get available. The compost that we make is not ready yet, so I'm putting peat moss and some just flower and vegetable soil, and then I'm amending it with perlite and some Job's tomato and vegetable. And I'm going to plant green beans in this bed this time. We have October 19th is our last frost date here in Zone 6. So we have quite a bit of growing time left. So I'm going to take advantage of it and grow some cabbage and some green beans. And now the celery over here in this bed, it looks like it has seen better days. But I'm going to take the outer stalks off and see if I can't get that to winter over this year. So, but cabbage can be planted even if it frosts. A light frost is not going to hurt it. So it has 65 days for growing until maturity. Green beans, however, I'm hoping that they grow and set off fruit before it does frost. I'm not sure how I would save those, but we will figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this new dirt on top of this older compost that we've grown in this year. And then where you seen earlier that I fixed this bed so it needed some more dirt in it. And then I'm probably also going to top this one off after I clean it up for the celery and cabbage. So I'm going to go ahead and get this filled up. Well, let's get this dirt in this bed. Gosh. Now I got a fresh new bed for fresh new planting. Of course, I'm going to cover this for now. The cats will stay out of it because it is not a litter box, but they think it might be. So, going to finish. I'm going to clean this bed up a bit while I'm out here. Probably add a little bit of dirt to it. It is really composted down this year, which we knew it would. But I also wanted to show you the zucchini plants. Well, the plant. There's the zucchini. It is doing really well. I'm going to take that covering off so the cats don't get in there after it gets so big. I do have some beans planted in here already. They're growing really well, so I'll get those. And I have some radishes that are growing. But I always plant my zucchini in the late summer. It tends to do better for me. I don't get no of the powdery mildew. The squash bugs are never on them. So let's hope that that's the way it happens this year again. And I would urge you, if you're in Zone 6, to try to plant your zucchinis in the later of the summer. I started this one, I think it was this one, at the end of July, 1st of August, and it's doing really well. Sorry about the chickens. So, and then of course up here where the cats are playing, the watermelons are still growing, still doing what they need to be doing. And hopefully we'll have a few out of those. The plan was to plant up here and let them trickle down. Next year I'm going to plant something else up here. And probably all the way down through here so I can get a trickle all the way. But that's the plan, and it's looking good. I just want to show you how tired these little plants are doing. Of course, this is celery, and then I put toilet paper rolls when they're young down them to help keep them stocked up instead of having to tie them up. And then when you take it off, you have all this beautiful growth. Of course, I'm going to take off the tired looking ones. Hopefully it'll keep growing. It's been hot, so it's quick growing right now. But with any luck, we'll be able to save it and grow it right through winter. So we're gonna try, because gardening is all about experimentation. So all I'm looking to do, I'm going to take the toilet paper rolls off of every one if they haven't already fallen off. And then I'm going to go through it like this one and clip it off, because celery will keep growing. You harvest it, it'll grow. You harvest it, it'll keep growing. So I'm going to do that. And hopefully they'll do a bit better. Just aiming to keep my plants healthy so they'll get through to the cooler time, because they'll grow better when it is cooler. And this one lost its roll a while back. That's why it's all laying flat. Now, oh, it smells so good. I'll probably take that one off. And this one. It's not about the food right now, it's about getting it to winter for me. Of course, these little beds have been through a lot this year with the storm. So some got broken with the storm and things, and then just tired of the heat. So, but they are still kicking. So I'm going to try to keep them and see how it goes. But I am going to plant, I do believe, cabbage in here with these. See how that goes. The cabbage hopefully will help shade it a bit and keep it cooler for a bit longer. So, finally got a good day to plant some beans and some cabbage. It takes roughly 55 days to 65 days for these green beans. The variety I'm planting is White Mountain Half Runners, and cabbage the cabbage is from MI Gardener, and it is 65 days, but it is a cool crop. Our first frost date is not until October 19th, so I think we have time to get this in and have a good harvest out of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle vegetable tomato jobs on it. So this is what I have, and it should be enough for the green beans and cabbage. So put green beans over here with the celery, cabbage in the bare bed, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm going about a fist apart and dropping the seeds in there. If I have to, I can come back and thin them, but I don't think I'll have to. This bed is so good, it supports. I think it'll support them all. And then you just go over and lightly cover them. And water them in, and you're good to go. Of course, I made a little trench so the covering is not too much. Good soil contact with the seeds. So watering them in helps with that. And I like to kind of pack it a little bit when I cover it. I pat it a little bit. Let me show you. Let me just show you. When I go to cover up the seed, and cover it up and pat it just a little bit, helps with that soil content. Look, still from the storm. And then you'll water it in, and they'll start growing. Let me show you these again, because it's been a few days. These are what we're growing over there, and these are a week and a half or so, I think. 2 weeks old. So I'm going to do this bed now with cabbage, cover this back up. I'm going to use the Job's vegetable and tomato on the cabbage bed. Also, I just want to give it a little, it's fresh soil in there. I just want to give it a little more of a boost so it can get going, because our first expected frost date is October 19th in Zone 6 here. I've seen it snow on Halloween here, but usually it stays warmer than the last frost date, but I also will cover those up with frost blankets. And so we're gonna see how this goes. We are down to the wire on getting them planted. After the tomatoes, I think I'm gonna grow carrots in the tomato beds. If I don't change my mind, carrots and beets maybe. So let me get this covered back up, get to that over there, and plant our cabbage. Okay, this bed is 5 foot by 3 foot, and I am going to give my cabbage plenty of room. And give my cabbage plenty of room. I'm only gonna put one per foot, one plant per foot. I'm gonna double seed it, of course, and then I'll thin them out when they get big enough. So I'm gonna have 5 cabbage plants this way, 3 this way in a grid. So hopefully that'll give them enough room to get big heads and grow properly. First I'm gonna amend the soil with the Job's vegetable. There's cats everywhere. Vegetable and tomato fertilizer. Planting the green beans is main reason is to plant those right now, almost on the edge of the frost line, is because of bugs. I planted some in the garden this summer, and we didn't have too much trouble with bugs, but at the first beginning they was attacking the plants, but the green beans didn't have much bugs on them. So really this is just a experiment to see when they grow better. Everything's sweeter when it is cooler for them to grow. So we'll see how that goes. Y'all, let me tell you something. I got this last year on clearance. I only get stuff when it's on clearance. So at the end of the season, go to your local garden center, your farm store, see if they have this on clearance. I keep it in my storm shelter. I have gobs of it. But every year I go and buy more, and I haven't been through a whole bag of this yet this year. So this is 5 foot long and 3 foot wide. So each one of these is about 3 foot. So that's where I'm going to start, is my grid. And then I have them each on these ones too. And plant from there. May be too many, but we'll see. You never know till you plant it. Of course, the cabbage seeds are really small, so I put about two or three per hole, and then thin them out if you need to. This may be too many for this bed, but we'll see. But I have it all gridded in the holes, so we'll plant in those and go from there. And again, this is variety is Danish ball head. So we'll see how that, it's from M.I. Gardener. See how that grows. And then we're just going to gently cover up just a little. those little seeds so they have soil contact. I'm going to water these really well, even though it rained last night. The water in this time is really mainly for soil contact. And then now, all of our beds are full again. All of them are full again. And now I have to cover that back up and pick some zucchini. See how beautiful the zucchini grows when it is cooler. The bugs don't get it. No powdery mildew. Wonderful. I would say, you know, try to grow your zucchini when it's cooler after the main summer crops. One, you have more room for your main summer crops. Tomatoes, peppers. Excuse me. Two, you don't have powdery mildew as much. And you have better tasting, in my opinion, better taste than zucchinis. So get this covered back up and we'll be done. And I'll go in and finish freezing my corn. Y'all have a beautiful day. Y'all come back. Thanks for gardening with me today.